The hot paranormal novel. Hell's Princess. Chapter 1. Life in the Pack Part 1. 𝗪𝗲𝗋𝗋 POV. Smack. I was brought out of my sleep by a slap on the cheek. I could feel my face beginning to swell, and I knew that the handprint would be visible. I looked up to see who this time had come to take out their problems on the human punching bag, only to see my dearest sister Jasmine, aka the slut as I called her in my head. I wouldn't dare say it out loud, because that would earn me punishment my body couldn't handle. She had a look of disgust on her face as she yelled, "Get your fat ass up and go make us breakfast before Mom wakes up and decides to skin you alive," then walked out of my room, aka the garage, while slamming the door. I quickly got up and rushed to the bathroom. I took a 5-minute shower, seeing as that's all the time I had to spare, then changed into a tank top and some baggy jeans as well as my worn-out sweater. Finally, I rushed to the kitchen to prepare breakfast, heeding the warning Jasmine so kindly gave me. Oh my, how rude of me. I hadn't even introduced myself. My name is 𝗪𝗲𝗋𝗋, and this is my story of how I became the Princess of Hell. I have raven black hair and deep blue eyes. I'm a human, which basically makes me a disappointment to my parents, because everyone in my family is a pure-blood werewolf. When I reached the age of 12, I was supposed to shift like every other werewolf, except I didn't, and it was later found out that I didn't have a wolf, which basically made me the freak of the pack, occupying the lowest rank, because I was weaker than a human. I was the wolfless girl. So ever since then, I became the slave of the pack, the lowest of the low. Well, it's not exactly a pack, seeing as it's not only wolves, and we don't have an alpha. It includes people from all species. It's like a big alliance, but we're known as the hybrid pack nonetheless. According to history, our pack was created when all the leaders of the species in our pack banded together to fight a great evil which plagued the earth a long time ago, and the alliance has been a pack ever since. They also banded together to help stop Lucifer when he went on a rampage 16 years ago for unknown reasons. Did I mention who Lucifer is? Well, he is the most dreadful man on the land, who won't even blink his eyes when killing a man alive. But he then got his retribution. He lost his beloved woman and his unborn child during the war. That might be the reason he then went on a rampage. Anyway, that's too far from me. I'm just a poor girl who's a normal human in a werewolf family. Back to the topic, we don't have an alpha, but we do have a leader. The Archangel Gabriel. However, he left us under the supervision of his son Noah 4 years ago. Those have been the worst years of my life. Noah was the biggest jackass I knew, and also my #1 tormentor. He used his position to make my life a living hell. And everyone else followed his lead. So not having a wolf wasn't my only default. I was also looked down on because of the color of my skin. I have dark chocolate-colored skin, which I found absolutely beautiful, although it's filled with scars. Although everyone else saw it as a flaw. It's actually the prettiest thing about me. I had no clue why these people hated me so much. I had done nothing to them, but everyone turned on me ever since I turned 12 years old. The only people who were nice to me and stood up for me were my big brother and my best friend, Dominic. Dominic always makes sure I get something to eat even when Mom tells them not to give me anything, and he gets me clothes when mine becomes unbearable. He always protects me when he sees anyone trying to mess with me. There's Alana, who is also Archangel Gabriel and Head Witch Sylvia's daughter. Even though she's the Archangel's daughter, she is super nice. In middle school, she became my friend when she turned a boy into a mouse and let him hang by his tail for an entire day when he purposely bumped into me and stepped on my notes. So she's an angel/witch hybrid. Next is Aquarius. She is a hot-headed no-nonsense type of girl, hence the bundle of red hair on her head. She is a mermaid and also the daughter of King Adam, who rules the seas. We've been friends since we were 5. Then there's Freya. She is an original vampire, and her coven resides in New Orleans, where her dad is the leader of the clan. She is an amazing cook, especially when it comes to southern cooking recipes, plus her accent is hella funny. She is a very patient person, but it's almost impossible to calm her down once you get her angry. I send my prayers out to her mate if he ever gets her angry, lol. After that is Harlequin, or Harley as we call her. She is a cute little fairy who is just so lovable. I don't think there is a person in this world who can dislike her. I swear there isn't a bad bone in that girl. She's a calm person who always likes to see the bright side of things, and she's also the next heir to the throne in the fairy kingdom. And finally, Merlin. He's what you call a man-whore. I will admit that he's really a heartstopper with his blonde hair and emerald green eyes. And he's got dimples that will make even a dyke drool over him. Plus, being the son of Zeus really has its perks. His mom is a human, but don't let that fool you. She will kick your ass if you mess with her. So that's basically all the people in my life that actually give a damn about me. Now back to what I was saying. I set the table and mixed the batter for the final set of pancakes I was about to prepare. I had earlier heard my mother and father woke up, so I was in a hurry to finish, not wanting to face their wrath if they were to come down and breakfast wasn't ready. I quickly finished up the pancakes and cleaned the kitchen before they could reach the stairs. As I placed the goblet filled with orange juice on the table, Dominic walked into the kitchen, followed by Jasmine, then our parents. "Hey baby sis," he greeted with a kiss on the forehead. Looking at the table, he frowned, seeing I only placed 4 chairs instead of 5. "Cat, what did I tell you about excluding yourself from the table when it's time to eat? Here, sit on my chair while I go grab another," he told me, leading me to his chair. Seeing the glare my parents were sending my way, I told him, "It's okay Nick, I'm not hungry, besides, I have to get to school early to hand in my final assignments to Mr. Schmidt before class, you know how he is." He looked at me skeptically, then gave me the "I don't believe you, but I'll drop it for now" look. "Okay fine, but if you're gonna go at least grab some fruits first and a carton of juice before you go. Not having breakfast isn't healthy, and remember I'll pick you up after school, okay?" I nodded as I took up 2 apples and a small carton of orange juice. Then grabbed my backpack and made my way to school. I could tell Mom didn't want me to have any breakfast the way she looked at me as I took up the apples, but I also knew that Nick wouldn't stop until I ate something, so I ignored her death glares and took the fruit anyway. As I was walking to school with my headphones on, I suddenly heard a car honk. And the next thing I knew, I was soaked in dirty water. Oh shit! I turned my head with death glares already. Who is it again this time?